In a small, bustling town, nestled between rolling hills and busy highways, there lived a man named Daniel. His life, once a tapestry of dreams and ambitions, had slowly unraveled over the years, thread by fragile thread. Daniel had grown up believing that hard work and kindness would always be rewarded. It was the lesson his father taught him as a child, and the principle that guided every choice he made. He started out with hope. After graduating from college, Daniel found a job at a local architecture firm. He poured his heart into every blueprint, every late night spent refining designs that he hoped would one day shape the skyline of his hometown. He married his college sweetheart, Emily, and together they built a modest but happy life. Their laughter filled their tiny apartment, and their dreams stretched far beyond the walls they lived within. But life, with its unpredictable currents, often tests the strength of our resolve. Daniel's first trial came quietly. A downturn in the economy forced his firm to lay off half its staff. He was among those let go. The shock of unemployment was sharp, but Daniel clung to optimism. He would find another job, he told himself. Emily held his hand and reassured him, her faith unwavering. Weeks turned into months. Rejection letters piled up. Daniel took odd jobs to keep food on the table, delivering newspapers at dawn, painting fences, even stacking shelves at the grocery store late into the night. Each day was a battle against exhaustion and doubt, but he refused to let disappointment darken the light in his eyes. Tragedy struck again when Emily fell ill. Medical bills mounted faster than Daniel could pay them. Their savings evaporated, and the strain of uncertainty weighed heavily on both of them. Daniel watched helplessly as the woman he loved grew weaker. He sold their car, then their furniture, clinging to the hope that somehow things would turn around. But life's trials continued. Emily passed away one cold winter morning, leaving Daniel alone in a world that felt suddenly colorless. Grief threatened to swallow him whole. Friends tried to console him, but their words felt hollow against the enormity of his loss. His apartment, once alive with laughter, echoed with silence. Homelessness followed. With nowhere else to go, Daniel drifted from shelter to shelter, carrying only a battered duffel bag and a photograph of Emily. The streets were unforgiving, and hunger gnawed at him. Some nights, he sat beneath the streetlights, staring at the stars and wondering if Emily could see him from wherever she was. He considered giving up, surrendering to the relentless tide of misfortune. Yet, even in the bleakest moments, there was a spark inside Daniel that refused to be extinguished, a quiet, stubborn flame that remembered the lessons of his youth. He recalled his father's words, "When life knocks you down, stand up. Even if you have nothing, you still have hope." Daniel clung to hope as if it were the last lifeline he had. One day, while waiting in line at a soup kitchen, Daniel overheard a conversation about a community garden that needed volunteers. The project was run by a local non-profit, and though he hadn't worked with plants since childhood, the prospect of doing something meaningful stirred something in him. He signed up, and for the first time in months, he felt the warmth of purpose. Daniel arrived at the garden each morning, his hands eager to shape and nurture life from the soil. He learned quickly, listening to the experienced gardeners and absorbing every lesson. The work was hard, but it filled him with a sense of accomplishment he hadn't felt in years. Gradually, the garden flourished, a patchwork of vegetables and flowers that fed and lifted the spirits of the community. The non-profit's director, Mrs. Thompson, took notice of Daniel's dedication. She offered him a permanent position as a garden manager. The salary was modest, but it was enough to rent a small room and buy proper meals. Daniel threw himself into the work, organizing volunteers and teaching children how to plant seeds and care for the earth. The garden became a beacon for the town, a place where people found not only food, but friendship and hope. As months passed, Daniel's reputation grew. People began to seek his advice, not just about gardening, but about life. He shared his story quietly, never seeking pity, but always emphasizing the importance of resilience. It's not what you lose that defines you, he would say, but what you choose to do after. One spring afternoon, during the annual Harvest Festival, Daniel was asked to speak about his journey. Standing before the crowd, he felt the weight of his past and the promise of his future. He spoke of loss, of heartbreak, and of the darkness that threatened to consume him. But he also spoke of hope, the kind that persists even when the world seems intent on breaking you. "I lost everything," Daniel said, his voice steady. "But in losing everything, I discovered what truly matters. I found kindness in strangers, purpose in service, and strength within myself. Life will test us all, but if we never give up, we can find our way through even the darkest nights." The audience listened in silence, many moved to tears. Daniel's story became a source of inspiration, proof that even in the face of unimaginable hardship, the human spirit can endure and overcome. As seasons changed and years passed, Daniel continued his work, never forgetting the lessons carved into his heart by faith and perseverance. He rebuilt his life not on the foundation of material wealth, but on the bedrock of hope, compassion, and community. The garden grew, and so did Daniel's circle of friends. He became a mentor to others who had lost their way, guiding them with empathy and understanding. In time, Daniel found peace. He visited Emily's grave often, sharing stories of his days and whispering his gratitude for the love they'd shared. He knew that she lived on in the kindness he offered to others, in the seeds he planted, and in the hope he nurtured in every corner of the garden. Daniel's journey was a testament to the power of resilience. He showed that even when life takes everything from us, it can never take away our capacity to hope, to care, and to rebuild. His story touched the hearts of many, a reminder that no matter how heavy our burdens, we must never give up. For sometimes, the greatest victories are born from the deepest struggles. And so, in that small town, beneath the summer sun and the watchful gaze of the stars, Daniel's spirit endured, a quiet, gentle light guiding others through their own darkness, proving that hope can always be found, even when all seems lost.